Hi guys, it's ASBYT and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, like I've said recently, cheap phones are becoming better and good phones are becoming cheaper. That boundary is being blurred by so many different companies that this one individual phone might just be the tipping point to really undercut some of those big brands. We're talking about the Elephone U Pro, and I've got all the information about that phone coming up right now. Right, so just to refresh, you've got your Apples and your Samsungs, etc. that are top flagship phones, but right at the top end of everybody's budget. Then you've got companies like LG, OnePlus, Xiaomi that have their certain flagships that have similar specs but come in at a cheaper price. Then next, before those cheap, really cheap budget phones, we have the next step down, but still pretty premium in most specs and even cheaper than phones like the OnePlus 5T, for example. And that's where the Elephone U Pro, in my opinion, comes in. Straight away, we're going to look at design. Now, they've really taken on Samsung with this design. Up till now, there hasn't really been many companies using the curved edge displays. For numerous different reasons, it has been a sort of Samsung free market. There have been phones that have tried it. The actual glass curves, like the Xiaomi Note 2, for example, really nice curve of the glass, but the display underneath doesn't really quite match up to the precision of that screen like the Samsung phones do. However, the Elephone U Pro matches the curved glass with an actual curved AMOLED display. Next up, very impressively, it's running Android 8.0 Oreo. It's got 6GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, and a micro SD card slot, which you can add additional storage on top of that, I believe up to 128 as well. So potentially you could have 256GB of storage on this one phone. It's got a dual 13-megapixel camera. It's got quick charge, full charge within 1.5 hours. And that screen is, of course, the 18:9 ratio that we do see on the Samsung phones and a lot of other 2018 flagship phones. Very small top and bottom bezels, like what you've seen with the OnePlus 5T, the LG phones, the Samsung phones, even the Pixel 2 XL. They've all jumped on this 18:9 ratio bandwagon, and this is no different. It is going to run a 2160 by 1080p display, so it is full 8... Ow! Desk! I need to make my setup so I'm not so close to the desk, because it's really starting to hurt now. I've done that about 6 times. Or maybe I just need to sit on my hands. It's a 5.99-inch display, so it's a 6-inch display. Fingerprint sensor on the back underneath the dual camera. The dual camera is set up similar to the iPhone 10 and the soon-to-be Samsung S9 Plus. It also has Face Unlock. I am getting my hands on it very, very soon, so I will do a full unboxing and review for you. But I'm led to believe the Face Unlock takes 0.08 seconds, which is pretty impressive. How secure it is, we will test in the full review. And it is running the very popular Qualcomm Snapdragon 660. And that's the only, on paper, from what I can see, the only real reason why this would be valued as under the OnePlus 5T, under the LG V30, you know, them sort of smartphones, is that step down in that Snapdragon processor. It is still a fantastic processor. It's just not quite the top tier. If they were able to fit in an 835 potentially even, I know obviously they probably weren't going to jump to the 845 because that would have been too expensive for them, but if they could have tried to sneak in the 835, that would have just literally blown this phone up out of the water. It would have been so popular, but hey, they've gone with the 660, which is still a decent processor. Gorilla Glass 5, which is again very impressive on a cheaper device. Now this is the Pro version. There is also a normal version running the MediaTek processor, and there are some special prices listed and linked below if you are interested in going through and looking at the phones in more detail, and again looking at the prices. I believe the deal runs between the 5th and the 12th of February, so you've not got long on that, but there may be more. If you're watching this in a month's time, there may be more using the links below. I don't know. I will obviously update the links as and when the deals come in. It's not going to be the cheapest budget phone on the market because, quite frankly, the specs are very, very impressive, but it does still come in cheaper than phones like the OnePlus 5T and a lot of the other phones that come in under that Samsung and Apple bracket. So very, very impressive. Like I said, I will be getting my hands on it within the next week, I believe, and I will be testing it and doing a full review. So I'll probably do an unboxing and first impressions review, and then I will do an after a month's use, for example, to let you know how I'm getting on with it. And that is a perfect reason, of course, to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, and then when I do post on that, you will be notified, and then you can get all the latest and greatest information on the Elephone U Pro and numerous different smartphones and Android boxes, laptops, computers, tablets, all that sort of stuff, as well as software and app reviews as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like and share if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. ASBYT, peace out.